He fall off the bed.
Yeah, he fell off the bed. That's what me and her really got into it about. But look, little bro fall off the bed. I'm like, man, pick him up. She's like, oh, he's strong. Man, bitch, pick up the fucking baby, you dumbass bitch. How the you let him fall in the first place? I had to walk out the hotel, bro. It made me so.
Lately, there has been a lot of talk because Bino continues to share shocking experiences. People were frozen in place during one of the incidents he mentioned. He claimed that after Little Jr. was injured, Chrisean supposedly instructed him to calm down and dismiss the incident as insignificant rather than showing concern. People were arguing back and forth over that claim alone, wondering what was truly happening. However, Bino hasn't exactly been silent. That's only a portion of what he's been sharing. He's been talking so much that some people are wondering if he really feels the need to clear the air or if it's just heartbreak talking. According to rumors, Hazel E. also has a lot to say about how Junior is handled behind closed doors, so it appears he's not the only person with strong opinions. Many people believe that Bino might not be the greatest person to critique Chrisean before anyone jumps in to defend or attack, especially in light of the chaos they were both involved in. People still recall how chaotic things were to the point where CPS and Las Vegas police arrived at their hotel after a live stream captured various messes in the backdrop. Nitrous oxide tanks, alcohol bottles, smoke in the air, and an uncontrollable atmosphere all around two infants. Nobody anticipated seeing the scenario. Because Bino's name was on the reservation, he received a $1,000 fine when it was reported that the room smelled like smoking and appeared to have been overindulged in partying.
She needs to go get him some proper therapy and be a mom. That's what's really wrong, bro. And nobody wanna say that, or her friends, everybody wanna hide it. No, she need to go get him some proper therapy and be a mom. That's what's wrong. Nothing really wrong with him. It can get right, but she need to get right, or somebody need, like, I feel bad for helping her. Go get the baby from her sister. I should have left him with his sister. He was better off there, dead homes.
However, the matter was resolved immediately once authorities spoke with them and verified everything. They were permitted to remain in the suite, and there were no arrests or additional procedures. Because no one truly knows the whole story, people continue to dispute online about why it ended so quietly. Soon afterward, Bino and Chrisean ended their relationship. Bino added that her refusal to take off Blue's face tattoo was the last straw. He claims that's when he made the decision to call it quits. Everything between them quickly collapsed after that. Bino hasn't held back when discussing how he believes Chrissy and Rock managed things with Junior since their breakup. He has seen more than enough to develop his own view, based on the way he describes it. In all honesty, those who have had romantic relationships with her would undoubtedly be able to see firsthand how things operate behind the scenes. As a result, their experiences differed. Consider Bino. He reported that when little Junior slipped from the bed, Chrisean ignored it as if it were nothing, rather of running over like most caregivers would. He said that when Bino ordered her to get the infant, she allegedly said, "It'll make him stronger," before urging him to go back to sleep. The response didn't sit well with many individuals, and that story alone had the internet demanding clarification. Moreover, since infants are still developing, hearing something like that actually makes people uncomfortable. Furthermore, even a minor fall might have detrimental effects. People on the internet accused her of being careless after hearing her brush it off as unimportant, especially in light of how fragile babies may be. People questioned her intuition and wondered if she really realized how delicate the early years of childhood might be after the incident. Now, while some attempted to explain that it might have been a joke or a misunderstanding, others felt uncomfortable dismissing it. In that manner, one little moment can make a big difference when working with a child. Additionally, they anticipate that caretakers would be vigilant, kind, and focused. Thus, some individuals were shocked to learn of her response. An already delicate discussion was further complicated by the fact that the public has already voiced reservations about her handling of events involving Junior. When Bino was questioned directly what he thought of Chrisean as a mother, the situation became much more heated. And he didn't avoid the question at all. He made it clear that he didn't think she was a decent mother or a good person. Additionally, he clarified that he had to leave the circumstance since it was negatively impacting his mental health. He claimed that continuing to be involved would have emotionally drained him, and he was unwilling to endure it. Additionally, he suggested that Christian Rock should provide Junior with appropriate therapy and take a more active role because, in his opinion, the child deserved greater stability and support. Social media erupted once more after those remarks, with users arguing over whether he was being sincere or nasty. However, his remarks weren't lighthearted, and they undoubtedly increased the intensity of an already heated issue. Bino didn't end there. He persisted in emphasizing that the true issue is something that people are afraid to discuss. Furthermore, he asserts that Junior's situation might be quite different if Chrisean Rock provided the proper framework, encouragement, and care. He maintained that there was nothing wrong with the child, and that if she concentrated and put herself back on track, things may get better. Additionally, he has reportedly kept speaking out over the past few days, elaborating on why he believes Christian isn't managing things the way she ought to. According to what is circulating online, he has been claiming that Junior isn't yet walking, that she doesn't maintain personal cleanliness, and that she isn't fulfilling fundamental obligations.
Even you, with the baby and stuff.
Why are you lying?
Really been flued out in real life though. Ladies, one more time.
Get yourself together.
Where the bottle at? Oh my gosh.
Drink it.
She asked for another bottle. I'm just
You can't have liquor?
Yes, I can. I can abort the child tomorrow. It won't hurt me.
Many people found these remarks offensive, which heightened the tension in the discussion. Reactions to all of those assertions quickly erupted on social media. According to several fans, there are significant concerns about what's happening behind the scenes with Chrissy if even a tiny portion of what VO is discussing is true. And Rock's parenting decisions. People were shocked, perplexed, and worried about the true nature of the situation. However, many more offered a different viewpoint, reminding everyone that parenting is incredibly difficult, particularly for someone who is young, overburdened, and in the spotlight all the time. Because stress can make things appear worse than they actually are and outsiders seldom get the whole picture, they advised individuals to wait to pass judgment until all sides are clear. However, some commenters adopted a more critical position, stating that the entire affair seemed to required professional help fast. They believed Junior's well-being should be the main priority, and said that if the rumors are even close to true, then Chrissy Rock might need more support, more structure, or even hands-on help to make things smoother for both her and her child. They spoke in a serious tone, urging her to seek actual help if needed. And just when things were getting heated, rumors began to circulate that Hazel E. Yes, the same Hazel who has been linked to Blue, had also been providing her with behind-the-scenes insights. She has reportedly expressed similar worries and questioned whether Christian Rock is truly ready for the obligation of motherhood. She has reportedly been speaking in secret and contributing to the expanding conversation. It appears that Blue and Hazel E. are now dating, which adds to the intrigue. They were reportedly first seen together at the Los Angeles hotspot Meme House Productions. And ever since, there have been constant speculations regarding their relationship. Playfully teasing each other, dancing close, and appearing far more at ease than two individuals merely hanging out, Blue and Hazel E. had everyone's attention throughout the entire evening. The two reappeared a few days later. This time, it appeared to be a music video shot, which caused others to argue over whether their chemistry was genuine or only a result of the cameras. Before the next clip was released, people were speculating that it might not be anything significant. Blueface called Hazel E. his fancy date and shared a couple brief videos of their date night on his story. Hazel E. responded by stating, "Welcome home." Additionally, they often shared kisses on camera. Hazel even made a joke about being Blue's. The statement, "Golden Retriever," caused a stir on the internet right away.
They were here last time, him and Chrisean. Chrisean was pregnant. Y'all were doing all that smoking and drinking here in the thing.
It's difficult to pretend they're not official at this point. Additionally, Hazel E. is apparently becoming involved in the controversy surrounding Christian rock now that she is openly close to Blue, particularly with her purported remarks regarding Christian's parenting. Given everything that has been stated online, it is not surprising that more people are speaking up because the whole event has been quite the roller coaster. The times Christian rock was spotted partying while pregnant are still remembered by internet users. Videos that at the time provoked intense discussions. While some viewers backed her and claimed that others were passing judgment without fully understanding the situation, others argued it appeared careless. Both then and now, there were strong reactions. Furthermore, Blue's mother has disclosed her own ideas more than once. Chrisean was recently questioned about why she thought Christian wasn't obliged to undergo certain normal hospital procedures following childbirth, which most people take for granted. When the follower asked how things was handled, Chrisean didn't hold back. She asserted that Christian did not give birth in a conventional hospital setting and implied that this might elucidate the reasons behind the diverse approaches taken. Chrisean's remarks sparked additional internet discussion right away. To be clear, though, nobody is aware of the specifics or the kind of facility Christian rock used. Everything that is said online is predicated on hearsay, conjecture, and fragments of facts that people believe they have seen. However, this didn't stop rumors on the internet from going crazy. There were already admirers who had expressed concern throughout her pregnancy and expressed optimism that she was caring for both herself and the unborn child. Some supporters countered that people shouldn't make snap judgments because social media exaggerates everything. Regardless of one's stance, it's clear that the issue has caused a great deal of worry, discussion, and uncertainty. There is little doubt that the drama surrounding Chrisean rock and Blue Hazel E is intensifying hourly, and the discussions won't be slowing down anytime soon. Many internet watchers began highlighting certain aspects of Junior that they saw, which spurred a surge of discussion on social media. People started drawing comparisons between his appearance and various things they had read or heard about online. They even mentioned conditions that they thought shared similar characteristics, such as the way his mouth rested open, the shape of his eyes, the folds at the corners, and the way his ears appeared larger or smaller than usual. Some even said that his sobbing sounded higher pitched than they were accustomed to. Additionally, several people started drawing comparisons between it and various disorders they had read about online. To be clear, though, none of these remarks were made by experts. Rather, they were the responses of common social media users to what they believed they had observed. Nevertheless, their responses sparked critical discussions about the significance of appropriate prenatal care and the dangers of substance use during pregnancy. Despite the fact that no one is aware of Christian rock's personal medical circumstances, the internet was ablaze with hypotheses and conversations on a variety of platforms. A few, according to some, if Christian rock had been visiting a typical hospital, professionals would have consistently discussed with her every aspect of Junior's growth and health. However, others noted that no one is certain where she was cared for or given direction. She received it. Thus, everything on the internet is based on hearsay rather than confirmed facts. Moreover, as a result, the whole circumstance become a single, large guessing game with judgments rather than verified details. In the meanwhile, Chrisean, Blue's mom, entered the dialogue once again, and this time she directed her remarks at Christian rock's Tessa, my sister. She said that she felt like people were around Christian and accused Tessa of failing to intervene when she ought to have failed to provide her and the infant with the necessary protection.
She FaceTimed me one time, this is when the owner of Zeus was trying to like patch up whatever, and this was like, yo, y'all keep going back and forth online, like talk. FaceTime her, she's like smoking a joint. Full on pregnant. Full on pregnant. Smoking a joint. And I said, aren't you? And she's like, shh. And I'm like, nigga, they ain't no shh. I'm like, the baby's in the stomach. Like, no giving. You know what I mean? Now, again, I'm hoping.
Chrisean stated she was behaving out of emotional pain after witnessing everything of annoyance, suffering, and anxiety. In one of her remarks, she advised everyone who was present at the time to avoid trying to appear tough online and instead think back on what transpired. She claimed that because Chrissy Rock was in charge of the money at the time, they were too afraid to step in. She said that rather than just letting things become worse during the pregnancy, if she had been in their shoes, she would have worked harder to ensure Chrisean received assistance. Carissa maintained that she wasn't attempting to connect with everyone who had been present in the room throughout those months. However, she expressed her opinion that they all remained silent when they ought to have. She claims that no one intervened, no one offered guidance or support in the manner she felt was required. She claimed that she has been carrying that pain with her ever since. The entire situation sparked considerable online discussion regarding family responsibilities, outside influence, and the extent to which onlookers should intervene when someone is having difficulties. With everything that has been said recently, Bino's constant remarks and the rumored remarks connected to Hazel E. have undoubtedly taken this issue to a completely new level of pandemonium. When you sum up all the allegations, discussions about negligence, allegations of dangerous situations, and rumors regarding, it's hardly surprising that individuals on the internet are curious about the extent of these problems given how basic obligations are eroding. Additionally, emotions run high quickly when a youngster is involved. Many viewers are currently conflicted. Some people think that these two are speaking up because they have personal experience and feel that someone ought to speak up. Others believe that, given their own turbulent past with Christ and Rock, they might be acting out of anger, resentment, or disdain. In any case, the issue continues to worsen every day and the remarks continue to come in. In the meanwhile, opinions on the internet are sharply divided. Some people believe that these accusations are so serious that Chrissy and Rock should put a lot of emphasis on structure, stability, and guidance, especially now when the spotlight is shining stronger than ever. They contend that motherhood entails significant obligations and that those in her immediate vicinity ought to support her rather than abandon her to handle things on her own. However, there are supporters who believe that everyone is drawing conclusions without knowing the whole picture and that outsiders are unaware of the intimate struggles she faces behind pandemonium and cameras. It has developed into a major discussion regarding parenting, judgment, outside meddling. And who is being honest? This is not an easy situation, and with new rumor, video, or the entire situation is made more difficult by the comment. Additionally, Hazel is now purportedly contributing her voice to the storm while being openly associated with Blue, which has resulted in a triangle of drama that is constantly adding new levels every hour. The speed at which individuals choose sides makes this even more bizarre. Some viewers claim that Bino and Hazel E's viewpoints sound more intimate than protective. Others think that because they claim to have seen things up close, their statements should be considered seriously. Additionally, there are those who believe that all parties involved must to stand back, gain some perspective, and put the child's needs ahead of the internet. It's disorganized, sentimental, and erratic. Now, the crucial question is this. Do you believe that Bino is liked by people? And Hazel E ought to be commenting on Chrisean Rock's circumstances in any way, or are they going too far? You've already be aware that the comment section is open. Please share your opinions below. Additionally, if you liked my analysis and wish to remain confined to the wild, there is currently anarchy among celebrities. Make sure you enjoy the video by clicking that click the share button and subscribe to avoid miss anything.